The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we are here at Talladega Super Speedway, the biggest track that the OP Racing Super Speedway Series hits, and they are going to hit it hard here tonight. Qualifying is underway, and we have got to get through qualifying, and then 94 laps of door-to-door, side-by-side action, and it is going to be an action-packed night tonight. We'll see them 3 wide, 4 wide, maybe even 5 wide, possibly see someone up on their lid here tonight, and it is going to be a spectacular show from start to finish. My name is KR Stolfus. Thank you for joining me, and along with myself, I have my good buddy Dave Worrell up in the booth with me here tonight. Dave, how are you doing?
Doing good, KR, doing good. Glad to be back. Good to be back. Ready to watch some of this hardcore racing action these OP Racing Super Speedway drivers put on for us each and every Monday night. Looking at my man, your man, the man, Mark Mann, out there on track on his qualifying laps already. Gonna be his first time lap. Not gonna lay down the fast one just yet, but You already said it. 94 laps here tonight. Stages at lap 20 and lap 40. These guys never hold back. And as you said, man, 4, maybe 5 wide. I expect to see it tonight.
We're going to see a lot of that here tonight because this Talladega Superway very wide lends itself to all of that side-by-side action. Mark Mando, right now, he is out on the track. He has dropped down to the yellow line to try and turn his quick lap. The other drivers out qualifying right now, the 62 of Les Levy out on track. That 62 machine looks like another issue with their paint booth, people, as I have just the stock paint. Dave, are you seeing his paint, a custom paint, or just the stock black and orange one?
It looks like iRacing's not cooperating with either one of us, or maybe they had to rip the wrap off. Something might not have been quite right with that 62.
Now, we're going to have to talk to his paint crew because they have messed up quite a bit throughout the season. We always talk about Leslie paint jobs. He always works very hard at getting a great paint job in. And unfortunately, it does not look like it is showing up here tonight. The 02 of David Overstreet going to qualify in 3rd place for the moment. David Overstreet running a throwback paint scheme. If you're unaware, Darlington in the actual NASCAR Cup Series having their throwback weekends. A lot of drivers running some throwback paint scheme in honor of that. David Booth in the 77 machine is out on track, currently in 5th place, laying down his fast lap as he is going to pull down to the inside. Who are you watching?
I'm looking at cracking a cold Miller Lite up here with James Mayer. He's actually coming across the line first time. I believe it will be his first time lap, so he'll drop down to the bottom for a second, hug that yellow line, try to put down his fastest lap. Hey man, that Batman machine still up there on pole right now.
Mark Mann taking over the top spot for the moment. Les Levy sitting in 2nd. Got a few other drivers who have not yet gone out to qualify just yet. How this all plays out here tonight. One driver getting up to speed in a old Miller Lite paint scheme ran by Rusty Wallace. That is the 12 machine of Tristan Walker. That car looking very sharp here tonight.
I remember those labels. I used to see them a lot around my uncle's house.
That's not Miller Lite. That's Miller Genuine Draft. There's some Miller Lite there. You know what? We're gonna move on to another car. Sean McCarrick's starting to get up to speed in the 52 machine. Whew, mistakes happening already.
It's Miller time. Don't worry about it.
Just sweep it under the rug. Nothing to see here. The broadcaster doesn't know what he's talking about.
Keep moving. Keep moving.
Don McCarrick looking for his first win of the season. That 52 machine hugging the wall for the moment. Less than just over 4 minutes left in this qualifying session. Another car out on track, someone to keep an eye on. 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Can this 26 machine jump up to the top spot? Can Mark Mann hold on to it? Hunter Reynolds known for his speed in qualifying, where he places this powder blue and black FSR machine. Gonna drop down to the bottom, try and get as quick a time as possible. Still holding that car to the bottom, and the 26 is gonna go across the line, and he is gonna move up to 2nd. So Mark Mann surviving a hard charging Hunter Reynolds. Doug Rice in the 35 machine is up to speed. At 35, picking up a win earlier this season. Love to have a second one, maybe get it done here tonight. We'll have to see. Right now he is in 11th place. Is coming around to complete his fast lap. Works his way through the tri-oval on the front stretch. Not down near the grass, just hugging that yellow line. And across the stripe, for Doug Rice. He's going to move up into 6th place. Dave, who you looking at?
And back here running with a rookie, Sean McCarrick, running 13th for his first time lap on his second down the back stretch, hugging the yellow line into turn 3. Heard us say it time and time again, hugging that yellow line's where you want to be on your fastest lap. We'll have to wait and see if he's able to do anything with Mark Mann or Hunter Reynolds up there at the top. Gonna need a fast lap down there on the apron already, coming through the tri-oval, trying to take the shortest distance around. We'll have to wait. We'll get it right here. See what he can do. All the way up to 6, not able to get the job done. Back on the end of pit road though, Robert Duvendak just kind of hanging out down there.
Josh Milam in the 7 machine. He's rolling around now. He's going to drop it down to make his fast lap. Actually, I believe that was his fast lap. He is going to be scored in 15th place. Josh Milam, not a quick time for him in qualifying, but that's all right. These Speedway Series races really don't necessarily lean a whole lot on qualifying. 38 machine of Cody Levitt down hugging the yellow line. He is going to cross the stripe. Cody in the 38 machine going to jump up to 10th place.
While we were watching all that, somehow Anthony English able to steal away that pole from Mark Mann, sitting first right now with just about a minute left here to go in qualifying.
With that being said, no other cars are out on track. We're going to step away for our national anthem. Please join us in honoring this country.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers are starting to take to the grid. That can only mean one thing. Time to go through our starting lineup for tonight. Row number 1 in the 40 machine, a rookie out here on the Monday Night Series. That is Anthony English getting it done with a fast lap of 52.252 on his outside. Mark Mann coming up just a few butt hairs short. His fastest lap was a 52.253. Mark Mann in the 04 machine. Row number 2, Hunter Reynolds in the 26 and Les Levy in the 62. Row 3 will be the 4 of Rick Sebrands and the 116 of Mike Schultz. Row 4 will be Sean McCarrick in the 52 machine and Scott Bellum teammates there. I'm sorry, those aren't teammates. They are going to be making up row number 4. Row 5 will be the 35 of Doug Rice and the 38 of Cody Levitt.
Inside row number 6, the 02 of David Overstreet, and in 12th, the 12 of Tristan Walker. Row number 7, the 95 of James Mayer, the 77 of David Booth. Row number 8, the 15 of Alex Green, followed by the 7 of Josh Milam. Row number 9, the 14 of Cody Eldred, and the 10 of Robert Duvendak. Starting in 19th, the 1 of Mark Vega, rounding out the top 20, the 51, Travis Elliott.
Row number 11 will be Thomas Gould in the 97 and the 89 of Ken McCullough Jr. Row 12 will be the 82 of Daniel Harrington and the 24 of Will Weber. Eagle-eyed viewers will see that Mark Vega, our race control here tonight, did not take grid. Our starting lineup is set. These drivers are ready to go racing. Stage number 1 ending when they cross the start-finish line on lap 20. Stage number 2 will end on lap 40. So who is it going to be for these first 2 stages with only 3 races left in the regular season? A lot of drivers feeling the crunch to get a win. Some of them who I talked to in the pre-race, they were out practicing, said stage wins aren't going to do it for me. I have got to win the race. We'll see how this plays out. Who is going to have the winning strategies here tonight? We do have to get through 94 laps here at Talladega. 2 chances at a green-white checkered could extend our race length. We'll use those if we need to. English in the 40 machine, in control of the field now that the pace car has dipped into the pit lane. Through the tribal, waiting a very, very patiently. This long green flag to be waved. And there it is, green flag is out. Anthony English on the throttle. And Mark Man Machine in the 04 trying to race right alongside him as they are headed off into turn number 1, getting through the gearbox, getting up to speed. These drivers all running very close to each other already, as they are trying to get every ounce of speed, get up to speed as fast as possible. Tell you what, speed is the name of the game here tonight.
Speed is the name of the game. Handling is its best friend. These drivers gonna enjoy this much smoother paved Talladega track than what they endured last week with the 07 bumpy Daytona. But look for these guys to mix it up a little bit more than what they have last week. Still not a definitive leader just quite yet. Anthony English looks like he's going to nose it out here to lead lap number 1.
English able to lead the first lap of the race. That 40 machine holding on to that inside line. Mark Mann hanging tough on his outside. Doesn't look like anyone really choosing to mix it up just yet. Everyone trying to stay right where they started. And as I say that, we got 3 wide, and it does not go well for Mike Schultz in the 116 machine. Schultz going for a spin. Looks like he did not hit anything, though. So a very early spin here on lap number 2. We go to our turn 3 instant replay. Schultz in the 116 machine. 52 is Sean McCary. Teammates getting together there. Not what you typically see out of teammates, especially on lap number 2, but really looks like a big miscommunication between those 2 drivers.
Yeah, definitely. It's not what you want to see this early in the race. Only lap number 2 already have an incident. Not sure they're going to have to burn up any of that fast repairs. I'm pretty sure that the rubber mallets and hammers and jackhammers and gill saws and everything else you can throw at it be what these drivers use, but not something you want to be a part of this early. Long night ahead of yourself. 91 laps still left here to go, so they're not out of this thing just yet. They're for sure behind the 8 ball at this point in time.
Caution flag coming out quickly here tonight in stage number 1. Light little spin by Mike Schultz in the 116. However, I think this will open up a very interesting strategy for these drivers. I think we might see everyone come down pit road this time, top off on fuel. Then we might see a few drivers hit it in the next lap as well, because I think they can make it on fuel from here. Could be very close.
Yeah, from here with the caution, the way that it fell with the fuel load that these drivers are able to get, I think you may have been able to stay out, just clutch it, maybe shut it off, coast around as much as you can, and you may be able to stretch this thing to the end of the stage. But we all know that being up front doesn't necessarily mean you're guaranteed a top spot at the end of the stage, especially at a restrictor plate. So not quite sure what I'd do here.
But with everyone coming down pit road and topping off on fuel, I have a few guys are all going to try and stay out. Now, if I was someone kind of in the back half of the pack, I'd come down pit road at the last possible second before we go back green flag racing, top off the tank a little bit, maybe shorten up my next pit stop when that stage ending caution does come out, try and gain a few spots there.
I don't know. Honestly, unless you got somebody to come with you on any of the strategy, as far as coming down pit road by yourself, it's not going to work out well getting off a cycle from the rest of the field. Sure, at the end of the stage, you could get back on cycle, but if you're going to carry over, and you need a partner or two, otherwise you're just going to lose way too much time when these guys get lined up.
Well, Dave, glad to have you as my partner up in the broadcast booth. Although I do wish you put on a bathrobe.
I just like leather and lace.
Just living life, man. Life.
One night at a time.
All right, the 40 machine of Anthony English, qualified on pole, has led all the laps so far. And hey, I don't know if you noticed this, but we don't have a butt stain out there. We got a Porsche. Got a right proper race car for a pace car this time.
It is a step in the correct direction. I'll give them that, but still not quite that big old truck I like.
That's all right. Maybe we need to get some dirt racing broadcasts for you. One of the dirt guys use that Silverado.
I tell you what, let's do something new here. Let's have everybody go back down pit road. See if we can get some of them Porsche spoilers on the back of these things and have them go back out there. A little bit of car tomorrow type theme.
A little bit. I don't know. Didn't like the spoilers on my cup car. Like that.
Yeah, they were not the prettiest thing out there. That is 100% on that one.
Did not fit. It literally looked like a toddler went, I'm gonna put this piece here.
It kind of looked like a Hot Wheels version. Not even like the good Walmart brand.
It was like a knockoff of a Hot Wheels. Yeah. It wasn't even a knockoff of a Hot Wheels. It was a knockoff of the knockoff.
Fast tires.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we can get a quick word in with Mike Schultz in the 160. Mike, you got your ears on, bud?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Mike, looked like you went for a little spin there, although I would say I don't think we saw you hit anything. How bad's your car?
It's bad. I got damage from the one car, and then the 14 car coming up pit road, I guess, had a computer issue, so he stopped. I couldn't miss him, so from bad to worse. It's all right. Come back from it.
Early issues here in stage 1. However, you're going to have plenty of opportunity to get that car fixed up, get back out there. This something you're going to be able to overcome here tonight?
I've overcome from worse, so got to put a positive spin on it and move forward here. It'll be all right.
All right, Mike. Well, while we've got you up here in the broadcast booth, any shout-outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
I think I probably ought to thank my teammate for that one, right? Sean, he did it wasn't his fault. Stuff happens. No, just you guys, Alex, everybody in the league. Fun group of guys to run with.
All right, Mike, we're seeing you're hitting pit road. We're going to let you get back to it, man. Good luck here tonight and the rest of the race.
Appreciate it.
So Mike Schultz giving a shout-out and a thank you to his teammate there.
That's always nice when teammates play together.
His teammate was being helpful. Like, hey, I know we can't make it on fuel, so let me help you get to pit lane a little quicker.
Yeah, I mean, let me help you help me. Help me. Help
No,
me
as
help
I
you.
said, I think that was just a little bit of miscommunication there. One driver thought one thing, another driver thought another thing, and slight contact. Doesn't look like it was too heavy, extensive damage, so everyone able to carry on. But several drivers did come down pit road like I thought they would, try and top off their tanks. See how that works out for them at the end of this stage. Anthony English in the 40 machine, selecting inside lane for this restart. On his outside though, that is the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Mark Mann in the 04 going to be restarting on the inside of row number 2, and on his outside the 07 of Scott Bellum.
Scott Bellum has actually been somebody I've had my eye on the past 2 or 3 weeks. Hadn't talked much about him prior to that. Last few races, he's been finding himself up there, up front, at the end of the stages, at the end of the races. Did a good job last week during the race. So his team looking to have the same results here at Talladega. Not sure if he's going to be able to pull it off. Mark Mann, Anthony English, those cars look strong out there tonight.
All right, our Porsche pace car peeling off. Put the field in the hands of Anthony English in the 40 machine. Everyone lined up, ready to go racing. Once again, they got the long wait for the green flag to work their way through the trioval here at Talladega. Side by side, we wait to go racing once again as Anthony English gets on the throttle, and away we go here in stage number 1. The field getting a quick little reset here, and everyone getting after it once again. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, working with the 07 of Scott Bellum in that outside lane. That blue number 4 Yeti machine starting to make its way to the front. We all know how potent that 4 can be. He is looking for his first win of the season, and with 3 races left, that 4 is going to be tough to beat here tonight. He's going to be trying to do what he can to get in victory lane. Anthony English in the 40 though. He is in control of this field and is pulling away with some good shoves by the 04 of Mark Mann.
Right outside in that second lane there, I keep watching Scott Bellum. He keeps poking his nose out just a little bit. Rick Seabrand's doing the same thing. Not sure they're jumping out there trying to keep it cool this early in the run, but those top 3 cars on the inside lane now pulling away in front. There you see Les Levy jumping to the outside, trying to lead that outside lane. It's not going anywhere quite yet. Here comes a 3rd lane in the back. Robert Duvendak pushing. I believe that is one of the McCulloughs.
That is Kenneth McCullough in the 89 machine. White Trash Racing being represented solely by Kenneth McCullough here tonight. Is trying to work that third lane with Robert Duvendak in the 10. So far, those two cars not making a lot of ground up, but I'll tell you what, if anyone can get it done, it would be the 89 here tonight. Anthony English in the 40 machine right now, having a challenge by the 62 of Les Levy. Les poking his nose out a little bit here, trying to take over the top spot, looking to lead his first laps of the race, but he has got to get to the start finish line before that very fast 40 machine can. Les Levy through the tri-oval trying to lead a lap, has the advantage for the moment, but the inside lane motoring right up to him, but Les Levy is going to lead his first laps of the race. They go side by side into turns 1 and 2. All these drivers laying it out there here early in stage 1, and now Anthony English being abandoned. He is going to be in the sucker hole. He is starting a big mix-up. Les Levy taking advantage of it. He's going to drop down to the bottom. Now the 26 of Hunter Reynolds leading that second lane. And here comes the 89 of Ken McCullough Jr. on the outside. He's got some help from Doug Rice in the 35 machine and the 51 of Travis Elliott. Those 3 cars, maybe even 4 cars if you want to count that car that's just a little bit behind them. Couldn't quite tell who that was. That is the 24 Will Weber trying to join up with them. Now that third lane fizzles out a little bit. Les Levy, though, in control of this field in that 62 machine. So a big shakeup down the backstretch really sent these guys scattering. Everyone finds somewhere to run, though, gets back in line. Now Les enjoying that clean air. Got to be watching his mirror. Probably watching to see where the runs are coming from. Typically the runs come from his driving suit. But here tonight, right now, the 26, Hunter Reynolds, on his outside with a good head of steam down into the corner. See another car peeking out. That's the 51. And now the 89 is going to move up and join him. Ken McCullough and the 51 of Travis Elliott trying to make something happen in that third lane. 3 wide down this very long Talladega backstretch. 52 is Sean McCarrick scraping the wall a little bit, trying to get up just a touch too high. Ooh, that time he hit it a ton as he got a little sideways coming off, but McCarrick beats the wheel underneath him. And he's still riding that wall. Sean McCarrick has tagged the wall a couple of times now. Oh, now Les Levy's gone over. Les Levy up on his lid. He is flipped up and over. We got cars scattering all over the track. Heavy damage for several cars once again. Here in stage number 1, the caution flag will fly. We're going to go to our instant replay here. It's Les Levy down on the bottom lane making contact with Anthony English. The 4 of Rick Seabrand's going to get turned. The 02 of David Overstreet going to tag that 4 machine. David Booth sliding up to the outside wall. Several drivers getting involved in this one. We go on board with Alex Green in the 15 machine. Alex getting into Robert Duvendak there, wrinkling his nose a little bit. Fortunately, he was able to slow down before he hit the inside wall. Several cars smoking. The 77 smoking. He is going to have to use a fast repair to keep going. Drivers all only have one fast repair here in tonight's event. Travis Elliott in the 51 machine already making his pit stop and rolling out. But the field getting caught up behind the pace car. Hunter Reynolds scored as the race leader. Caution flag flying once again. And Hunter Reynolds still out front. Not coming down pit road. Robert Dumendak going to be the first one to hit pit lane. Heavy damage on that 10 machine. He's going to have plenty of time to hammer it out. So just a handful of cars staying out this time. Machine Les Levy ended up flipping on his lid. No fast repair for the 62 up. Decided that he was going to try and ride it out. That car, though, heavily damaged. Trying to keep that fast repair in his pocket. How that plays out for him. With this caution coming out, guys, we're going to step away for a minute. We'll be right back after this.
I racing you.
wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back to Turn 3 Racing Network, ladies and gentlemen, as we are here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway Series. Drivers of the OP Racing Series. All right, things you wish you could have back. All right, road number 1 for this restart going to be made up of the 26 of Hunter Reynolds and the 7 of Josh Milam, all the way from 16th place to the front row here in stage number 1. Moving up through the field very nicely. Road number 2 will be the 35 of Doug Rice and the 04 of Mark Mann. And as we like to do here at Turn 3 Racing Network, whereas I like to, not necessarily Turn 3, just me and Mark, we got a thing. That's for you, Mark. Good luck tonight. If he can get it done in that 04 machine. James Mayer in the 95, start side, row number 3, and on his outside, someone to watch tonight, the 07 of Scott Bellum. If he can pull off another win. First machine, lights have gone out on it, getting ready to hit pit road. That will in the hands of Hunter Reynolds in the 26. We go on board with Doug Rice in the 35 for this restart. At the inside of row number 2, here we go. Reynolds in control of the field, waiting patiently to get on the throttle. Green flag is out, and we are back underway as Reynolds gonna spin the tires. So does Milam. 2 cars to the infield. Doug Rice with nowhere to go. Yellow flag gonna come right back out. And what a restart that was, as both drivers in the front row spun their tires. That was the 26 of Hunter Reynolds and the 7 of Josh Milam, stacking up the field behind them. Man, oh man. What a restart that was. Thomas Gould in the 97 getting involved. Rick Seabrand's going around. Ken McCullough, who had just been on pit road to repair some damage. So another caution flag. That's a 3rd caution flag here in stage number 1. And I believe, and race control confirming, that the 04 of Mark Mann gonna pick up stage number 1 here as it will end under caution. So Mark Mann in the right place at the right time, able to squeeze on by the spinning cars from the front row. And holy cow, what a mess that was, Dave.
Yeah, came back just in time to see. I don't even know what I seen right there. Cars everywhere. It looked like a giant parking lot on that restart. Had to take care of some technical electrical issues over here on my side of the booth, but KR, I'm back. Glad to be back once again. And yes, Mark Mann, lucky man.
Well, sound like that beer crack I did for him sent him some luck finally. Glad I could help you out there, Mark. At 04 picking up stage win number 1 here tonight. Gonna come down pit road. Get ready for stage number 2. That will end on lap number 40. The 3 cautions here in stage number 1, Dave. These drivers, I think they're feeling the pressure of this regular season drawing to an end. We have 3 races left, counting this one, and I got a feeling these drivers are trying to shake the nerves out a little bit. Hopefully they'll get settled in and get some green flag runs in, because this league is very capable of doing that. Very talented drivers here, but it's hard to showcase your talent while you're under yellow.
That it is. It's tough to make 70 miles an hour look good. As good as these paint jobs and wraps are out there, just nothing shouts fun more than 70 miles an hour, you know what I mean? But as you said, I mean, very talented group of guys. We've watched them go lap after lap, 3 wide, sometimes going 4 wide for 2 or 3 laps. I mean, these guys are real capable. And as far as the nerves, KR, at this point in time, this late in the season, I don't think nerves are a factor until the end of the race. Sure, these stage endings get pretty interesting, but the only time my heart would really be racing would be at the end of one of these races, especially if I'm one of the few drivers on the outside looking in with only 3 to go. I mean, I've let go of everything. Jesus, take the wheel. Checkers or wreckers, baby.
All right, let's see if we can't get a quick word in with our stage 1 winner, and that is none other than Mark Mann in the Batmobile. Mark, how you doing out there tonight?
Doing good, Kara.
That 04 was in the right place at the right time. You pick up stage win number 1 here tonight. How is your race going so far?
So far, so good. Staying in that front pack, but Batman spun on a banana right there. I think the whole field spun.
Well, we were looking at the weather for tonight, and tonight, whatever. Daylight in the race, night for the broadcast. The sun is shining. Track is very hot here, showing 121 degrees. How difficult is it for these drivers and you with that very high track temp?
Well, the restarts are going to be crucial here, especially for, I think, 10 lap and older tires. It's going to be pretty slick. But yeah, it's going to make things difficult, that's for sure. It's going to make it pretty slick. Hopefully we can get a good green flag run here and finish out the second stage.
Stage number 2 drawn to a close on lap 40. I'm going to be a little bit nosy.
All right.
When are you going to come down pit road?
Well, I'm not really sure. Maybe early, maybe late. You know, realistically tonight, I think I'm just going to see how things play out, see what my team wants to do, kind of get a feel. Could be another caution the way we're doing it tonight, but a lot of good drivers out here. I think we're going to get it together. So, I don't know, maybe early, maybe late, and it really kind of just depends on the dynamic of the race and see how it's going.
All right, man. Well, you mentioned your team. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for this stage 1 win?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to give a shout out to Turn 3 Racing Network. Please like and subscribe. for all the fans watching at home. I'd like to say hi to all the friends and family watching. And thank you, OP, for all that you do.
All right, Mark. Well, congratulations on the stage win.
Thanks,
nice
brother.
job out there tonight. And you're going to have to remind me what team you're on because I have completely drawn a blank.
Lions Motorsports. Represent.
Yeah, get some. I knew it
Get
was
some.
that. All right, man. Well, congratulations on stage number 1.
Thanks, Kara.
So many teams out here lost track. I apologize. I should know better, but then again, I just don't.
It's tough to keep them all straight.
All right, so Mark Mann looks like he is going to be scored in second place. David Overstreet in the 0-2, not coming down pit road, or winning the race off pit road, I should say. I apologize, I messed that up. But David Overstreet winning the race off of pit road, going to earn himself lane choice for this restart here at Talladega. That 0-2 machine putting a nice paint scheme here tonight. Throwback, as I mentioned. See how this plays out for David Overstreet with this high track temperatures. Now everyone is on fresh tires, so that should help. So all the drivers who were on some laps, who had some laps on their tires, put that in your notebook. Don't go full throttle on the restart.
Yeah, I'm looking through the field trying to find cars that aren't damaged, and there's quite a few out there that are a little bit beaten up already into stage 1, lap 22 out of 94. Even your leader right now, David Overstreet in 0-2, Robert Duvendak right behind him for this restart. Both those cars have looked better.
Keep mentioning the throwback that David Overstreet is running. It is a throwback to Neil Bonnet in 1993. Probably clarify that as I keep saying that throwback paint.
That was for my NASCAR time.
Those were good times for NASCAR. Yeah, Bill Bonnet, unfortunately, taken away from early. That 0-2, try and represent a good, great NASCAR legend. That's a tough segue there. All right, pace car is off. David Overstreet in the 0-2, electing the inside lane for this restart, is going to be in control of the field as they work their way through the tri-oval. Drivers all anxious to get after it. Stage number 2 going to draw to a close at lap 40. Here we go once again. David Overstreet on the throttle as the green flag comes out. Mark Mann in the 0-4 on his outside. Everyone trying to get through the gears as cleanly and quickly as possible. Nobody spinning their tires this time. We go wide open through turns 1 and 2. The 10 machine of Robert Duvendak acquired some damage here in these last few incidences. Second car in the inside lane. That inside lane is seeming to struggle as both the 0-2 and the 10 are damaged. That is going to give the lead to the 0-4 of Mark Mann. But here comes the 95 of James Mayer on the outside as he works with Doug Rice in the 35.
Mark Mann dropping to the bottom is going to help that inside line regain some momentum. However, it is still going to be hard for him to pull along those two damaged cars right behind them. I believe the fourth car in line as we are 3 wide for third place right now. Man, this guy's not wasting any time in segment number 2, stage number 2 here. 3 wide, battle for third, side by side for first.
the 15 of Alex Green in a must-win situation to get into the playoffs. He missed them last season. That was his first time ever missing the playoffs for any league he had participated in. And he is in a must-win situation, trying to make something happen in this third lane as he is working with the 51 of Travis Elliott. As they are now coming down through the tri-oval. James Mayer in the 95, your race leader, in control of this field for the moment. Doug Rice in the 35, working that middle lane. Got some help from Robert Duvendak as we go down to 2 lanes here for the first 4 rows.
My goodness, right behind this small little pack here. Look at the race action going on back there. 2-3 wide back there, and that is for about 12th through 17th, 18th place. So racing hard all over the track here early, Talladega.
Drivers on various levels of damage here, trying to survive to get into stage number 3 before they use their fast repair. You can see how that damage is affecting some of these drivers that have made their way to the back of the pack here, just trying to hold on through stage 1 and 2 with this damage, doing a great job of it. Meanwhile, James Mayer, though, clean and clear in that Miller Lite 95 machine. He is out front and does not have anyone contending for that top spot on his outside just yet.
Not just yet, but look at that, the 116 of Mike Schultz with help from Douglas Rice, once again helping somebody move to the front. Robert Duvendak right behind them as that trio starts to inch closer and closer to James Mayer at the line. I believe he's still going to lead this lap. I won't call it that way just yet. Yes, he does. But early spin for Mike Schultz, and here he is battling for the lead once again, already only 27 laps into this 94 lap race here tonight.
Side by side they go down Talladega's backstretch. One car poking out into that third lane. That is the 14 of Cody Eldred, all by himself, trying to make something happen, and the door closes on his inside as the 51 Travis Elliott closes the gap that the 14 left. Meanwhile, the battle up front, Mike Schultz, involved in our first caution, went for a spin to the infield, and now he is setting himself up to lead this lap. So Mike Schultz picks up a lap lead here in the 116 machine. I'd say that 116 is fully recovered from that spin.
Fully recovered is not quite doing it justice, really. And two things I'm noticing here, KR, already. You got cars running way back in the back, Les Levy and a few of those other guys. I believe those are some of the damaged vehicles back there. Some of them were on pit road for an extended amount of time, but as I said earlier, Douglas Rice in that 35, I've watched him push 2 different people to the lead, and if I'm in the driver's seat behind him somewhere, I'm calling my spotter and telling him to find his front bumper for me, because he's the man to push it.
Go on board with the 116 machine, looking out the back of this hungry field of drivers. Everyone knowing that they're looking at 11 laps left here in stage number 2. Green flag pit stops are just a handful of laps away. We kind of tried to pry into the strategy of Mark Mann in the 04. He said he didn't know when he was going to come down pit road, playing his cards very close to his chest. But green flag pit stops here on these super speedways always kind of scatter the field and mix things up.
Yeah, always a question of whether or not to take fuel, right sides and fuel, left sides and fuel even sometimes is what the crew chiefs decide to take. So
Lewis, we got one engine has popped, And I believe that is the 35 of Doug Rice as he popped his engines through turns 1 and 2. 35 machine slowed down the backstretch. Doug Rice off the pace.
That's gonna hurt him. I guess that's why he's such a good pusher. He was pushing the limits of that engine, overheating it, oil temp getting too high, and boom, there you go.
We do have one car, one lap down. That is David Booth in the 77 machine. So Booth trying to hold on to it as he is up here with these drivers. Should a caution come out, he will earn the free pass. But Doug Rice in the 35 machine very slow down this front stretch, trying to get onto pit road. He is going to lose a lap here for sure. Hopefully he has a fast repair. If not, his race is done for the night as that engine let go on him. As you said, he's just pushing a little too good. 95 of James Mayer. We got another engine that is let go. That is the 97 of Thomas Gould. That is 2 engines in 2 laps that has popped. And both those cars coming from the outside lane. That is allowing James Mayer in the 95 to continue to lead without any challenge. The problem for Gould is he popped his engine before he could get down to pit lane. He is going to have a long road back to pit road, and he is going to lose a lot of time here tonight.
Now I'm worried, KR. I watched Scott Bellum get a run with help from the 97, and they came from a good little bit back all the way to the outside of the 116, and he only pushed for maybe 2 laps there before that engine popped. But I would be a little concerned if I'm some of these guys now that maybe jumping out to that 3rd lane. If you're not going to be able to get by within a lap or 2, maybe it's not the move to make right now.
Going on board with the 07 of Scott Bellum. They're looking at 7 laps to go here in stage number 2. It looks like the 35 of Doug Rice just going to go behind the wall to an early exit for the 35 machine. Thomas Gould in the 97, not able to get around. He is crawling down the backstretch. He is down below the racing line. He can continue around and hit pit road. He's gonna need the wind at his back all the way around, because that car is not gonna make it otherwise.
Hey, he might as well take his fire suit off and try to use it as a sail, because there's no way he's getting back around that. No way.
He's still crawling. He is still trying to make it. He is gonna lose another lap here. But James Mayer, though, now starting to face a challenge from the 116 of Mike Schultz. They're running side by side through the tri-oval. They're your leader. Put another lap led in the column for the 95 machine. Mark Mann in the 04, the second car on the inside line. The 02 of David Overstreet right behind him. First 3 cars in the outside lane are Mike Schultz, Robert Dubendak in the 10 machine, and the 07 of Scott Bellum. Anthony English in the 40 machine joining this battle as well. English involved in an earlier incident.
Don't die on me, KR. Don't die.
Just a little death. Nothing I can't live.
Huh?
I died, but I live.
Gotcha. Turn right to go left.
Correct. I like turning right to go left.
Yes, it is. Absolutely love it. Haven't done it in real life do it all the time here on iRacing. But James Mayer, still your leader, man. Just he's had control of this thing ever since he got in front of Mark Mann. I'm not sure the 116 is going to be able to go around him on the outside with Robert Duvendak pushing him. Just those 3 cars. Not quite sure they're going to be able to get the job done.
At Duvendak having that damage, creating extra drag. He's a little bit slower. Doing a good job at keeping up with the field here, but not really showing a extreme amount of speed in this situation, enough so that they can overcome running in the outside lane. They have just enough momentum to keep this inside lane honest. 3 cars there. That is the 116 of Schultz, the 10 of Duvendak, and the 40 of Anthony English. And Duvendak going to make a move down the inside lane along with Mike Schultz. I think we might be seeing green flag pit stops here as everyone's starting to get single file.
Could be interesting here. Only about 3 laps to go. Yes, a lot of them hitting pit road. Almost the entire lead pack coming down.
Ooh, Overstreet, big save, and he's gonna tag that inside wall as he tried to save it. Couldn't quite get it done. Josh Milam in the 7 machine and Hunter Reynolds in the 26. They're gonna stay out. They're gonna make 1 more lap and try and make something happen here in this varying strategy, trying to race to the end of stage number 2. But the 40 of Anthony English, the 04 of Mark Mann, the 10 of Robert Duvendak. Duvendak gonna win the race off pit road. James Mayer coming off second from these drivers. Now, when will the 7 and the 26 hit pit road? How will this play out as we have these 2 guys gonna stay out? They are not gonna hit pit road, and they are way off pace. They are trying to save fuel to make it to the stage. Hunter Reynolds is falling off the back bumper of the 7 machine. It is 35 seconds back to Robert Duvendak, who is in 3rd place. So the 7 and the 26 can hold on to some fuel there. They got an opportunity here to win the stage. Don't know if they'll make it back around to pit road to refuel, as they are going very slow. Way off the pace, just trying to get to the checkered flag for stage number 2. And Josh Milam, your race leader. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 gonna follow suit. They are coming around. This will do it. They could do it on fumes here. Duvendak too far back, still 30 seconds behind these guys. And the 7 machine of Josh Milam is gonna win it on a bold strategy call. So picking up stage win number 2 while running on fumes. I wonder if they even have enough to continue around to their pit stall. I have a feeling that they are completely out of fuel.
If they're not, they're going to be sputtering here shortly. That is that is for sure. I mean they stretched it 19 laps of green flag on that gas tank right there. So I guess getting this close to the end, KR, they may say stages don't matter, but those points add up.
Points do add up. Stage win could make the difference. And Josh Milam gambled it all for that stage win. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, rolling on by. Josh Milam and Hunter Reynolds are going to hit pit road this time. What a strategy call that was.
And I wonder if Josh Milam's not out of gas here.
Yeah, the 7
even back and forth.
The 7 is really coasting around here very slowly. Hunter Reynolds going to be able to hit his pit box don't want to overshoot your pit box when you're out of fuel. Into his pit stall. Josh Milam making it into his pit stall as well. So let's see if we can't get a word in with our stage 2 winner, and that is Josh Milam. Josh, bold move there to win stage number 2. Job done. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, we ended up dropping down to about 160 so we could make it across the finish line.
Now that 7 machine picks up stage win number 2 here tonight. How will this affect your playoff chances?
Well, it was a huge win, and I need as many stage points as I can get because I don't have the win to get in. So, yeah, it's big.
Well, that 7 got it done. You had some help from your teammate Hunter Reynolds. Were you guys doing a little bit of a dice roll, maybe paper, rock, scissors for who would get the win there?
Oh no, he's here to help me all he can. We got him the win, and now he's doing what he can to get me some points and hopefully get a win.
All right, well, good teammate to have back there, Hunter Reynolds, letting you get that stage win number 2, collecting those points. Very important. As you mentioned, you didn't have the win, but now that you have the stage win on number 2 here tonight, are you going to be able to pick up this race win overall?
Well, we're gonna give it a shot. We'll probably take it easy here for the last, 50 laps, and maybe make moves towards the end. Try to save my car, save a fast repair. Did a pretty good job avoiding wrecks tonight, so we'll see.
All right, Josh, man. Well, congratulations on stage win number 2 here tonight. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
I definitely shout out to Hunter there, sticking with me. Shout out to Derek watching. Couldn't make it tonight. Shout out to my friend Tommy, who's supporting us tonight as well. Shout out to you guys putting on this great broadcast and our OP crew. Thank you.
All right, man. That is Josh Milam from the Fuel Sim Racing stable, picking up the 2nd stage win here tonight. Caution-free, green flag pit stops. Really throwing a wrench into everything. I did not see that bold coming by the 26 and the 7. How about that, Dave?
I wasn't quite sure if he was gonna make it back. I had a feeling he could stretch it to the stage end. I just didn't know if he was gonna be able to make it back around to pit road. And even with all those doubts about that, look at where it has cycled back through those other drivers, hitting once again, going back up to the front now. Hunter Reynolds, James Mayer, Josh Milam, all up there inside the top 5. So good fuel strategy paid off. Got some stage points, putting himself in position to in the front to try to do it again here at the end of this thing.
So the 26 and the 7, though, looks like they are going to be serving a penalty for hitting a closed pit road. They are dropping back to the tail end of the longest line here. Cody Eldred in the 14 machine was scored as the race leader. He is going to hit pit road this time with the 24 of Will Weber and the 77 of David Booth. 2 other cars coming down pit road to top off. That is the 4 of Anthony English. That will give the lead to our stage 1 winner, 04 of Mark Mann.
See, that's why I like you, KR. You just keep me straight. See, I read stuff wrong and you correct me, and you count wrong and I'll correct you. So it works.
I never make mistakes, except for when I get out of bed and
yeah, that's a tough one for me.
that's the only mistake I make every day. Thing was going good till I got out of bed.
Exactly.
All right, so Mark Mann, your race leader. Guys, we're going to step away for a minute, We're going to reset. We'll be right back to bring you final stage here tonight. No one go anywhere. Right back.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them four abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the lights have gone out on our Porsche pace car here tonight. Mark Mann in the 04 electing the inside lane for this restart. James Mayer in the 95 going to restart on his outside. Row number 2 going to be made up of the 07 of Scott Bellum and the 10 machine of Robert Beck. Here we go. Pace car hitting pit road. Drivers in control of their destiny. Final stage coming at you here tonight. 3 races left in the regular season. Who is going to get it done? Who will lock themselves in to the championship chase? Green flag is out. Mark Mann, James Mayer getting away cleanly. Nobody's spinning their tires this time. They go through turns 1 and 2 side by side once again.
Side by side for second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all the way back to, I believe that is 9th position on track. Outside line not able to quite go anywhere just yet. We have a few more cars joining now. Rick Seabrand's running in the, not last place, what would you call that? Tail end of the line? Not really though, huh?
The 4 machine gonna find a way to the front here, wherever he's at. I have a feeling he's been running a quiet race, got caught up in an earlier incident, but no one can get through this field. It will be that 4 machine.
Yeah, I've got somebody in mind that I'm looking at and watching KR have since stage 1, but I don't want to jinx him because every time I say look out for this guy, that's the one that ends up in the very next caution. So I'm just going to keep it to myself, see if it works out. But outside lane, getting a push from the 15 of Alex Green, one of those guys you mentioned earlier. He needs to win to get himself in the chase. So he's going to be pushing hard up there, trying to put himself into position, get the job done. Try to take away that lead from the 95 of James Mayer, still leading that inside lane, followed closely by the Batmobile, Mark Mann.
So on board with Alex Green at the 15 team. He is in a must-win situation, has 3 chances to get that win. Been running up front for most of the night, started deep in the field, found a way to the front. Once he got there, he has not looked back. Alex Green doing what he needs to do. He is tucked in behind the 10 machine of Robert Duvendak in this outer lane. They're running nose to tail here. 2 damaged cars trying to keep up with that inside lane and doing a good job of it.
And looky at that 3rd lane starting to form. Who do you think's leading it?
Let me guess. White Trash Racing, Ken McCullough Jr.?
I can't pull anything past you. Trying to get the job done. Has a little bit of help from stage 2 winner Josh Milam. So see if those 2 guys can get anything done on that outside. Looks like we have 2 cars jump out there with them. So that outside lane gonna start moving now.
Alex Green in the 15, Mike Schultz in the 116, and the 52 is Sean McCarrick, all moving to the outer lane. That did break up the momentum of that outside lane because of how suddenly they did it. Josh Milam in the 7 was able to drop down to the inside. Milam with a good move there, gained a lot of positions on these drivers who made that bold move to the outside. It did not work for him. Now the 12 machine out in that 3rd lane. That is Tristan Walker all by himself.
Just as fast as he went to the top, he went back to the bottom, jumps back to the outside. Kenneth McCullough just trying to find somewhere that's moving. These cars tend to, accordion back and forth, and if you can time those runs right, you'll just keep moving forward. 3 wide, almost 4 wide for the top spot.
The 51 machine of Travis Elliott now leading the charge in the outer lane. We are 3 wide here in the final stage as we are looking at 44 laps to go here tonight.
And this is what we were alluding to earlier, KR. We knew these guys can drive like this. And here it is, what everybody loves to watch. Man, as a driver, that's what you love too. It's great watching this.
It is very exciting racing here tonight. Still side by side, 3 wide through the corner. The 51, the 12, the 89 working that 3rd lane. Meanwhile, Scott Bellum in the 07 has found a way to the front on the inside line. The 50, or I'm sorry, that is the 82 of Daniel Harrington now making his way and his presence felt as he has got clean air in that middle lane.
And Robert Duvendak still in the middle lane pushing Daniel Harrington. So Robert found himself in the outside lane and hasn't really moved from it since. Josh Milam able to pick his way through, as you said, up there to 3rd car in that 2nd lane. 3rd lane has disappeared. It's kind of one of the weird things here. These guys just all of a sudden, it's almost like a tornado type deal. All of a sudden it's there and it's a blast and then it just kind of disappears real quick. Luckily, this time, no casualties involved with the dissipation of it.
Josh Milam in the 7 machine, now leading that outer lane. The 82 leading the middle lane. The 07 leading the inside lane. Daniel Harrington, Demon Tech 82 machine. Now he's going to drop down to the inside. Robert Dubendak going to make contact with the 07. Not quite reading the tea leaves correctly there. However, we stay green, minor contact there. Nobody got out of shape. Everyone using the track that they had available to them. And Scott Bellum in the 07 with a good save there. However, the 82 of Daniel Harrington would have lose out because of that. He had the lead on the inside lane. That has now allowed the 12 machine of Tristan Walker to take over. And now here comes the 51 down to the inside of Travis Elliott. Elliott with 2 wins on the season, locking himself into championship contention. But if he can pick up a win here tonight, maybe keep another competitor, another strong competitor who is looking for a win, he can keep that win out of that competitor's hands. He is doing what he needs to do to defend his championship hopes.
Almost a big moment on tracks. Scott Bellum? Scott Bellum. Yeah, Scott Bellum. I don't know why I didn't think his name was Scott. But anyways, Scott Bellum and Kenneth McCullough almost into each other in front of the field. They've kind of broken up a little bit. Kenneth going to the middle lane. Tristan Walker now leading that middle lane, trying to take the lead away from the 51 of Travis Elliott.
Now Walker with a good shove from the 89, going to nose out in front here. But here comes that inside lane through the corner. The 51 machine of Travis Elliott looking, like I said, for his 3rd win on the season. This group of drivers now looking at 40 laps to go here in this race.
From right here, you can make, if you stop right now, you can make it on one more stop. How long will these guys wait till that fuel window is secured? Gotta keep in mind, those green, white checkers have been notorious as of late. Well, we have one tonight. We'll just have to wait another 40 laps or so here to find out. Tristan Walker now moving towards the bottom, takes the lead, hugging that yellow line, leaving Anthony English outside with help from that 7 of Josh Milam, who's just not going away. There's his teammate once again, Hunter Reynolds. He said he was here to help him try to win tonight, and there he is, trying to get his teammate to win.
Do want to get some housekeeping done as Anthony English going to slice down to the inside, take over the top spot. Started 23 cars here tonight. Doug Rice scored in 23rd position, popped his engine earlier on in the night, unable to continue. He is out of the race. Then the 97 machine of Thomas Gould popped his engine as well just 1 lap later. Been sitting on pit road ever since then. Those 2 cars essentially out of the race. 21st spot, 1 lap down. That is David Booth in the 77 machine. And following in that same trend, the 24 machine of Will Weber finding himself 1 lap down as well. However, he is the first car 1 lap down in 20th place. He is in a battle with David Booth to be the first car 1 lap down and get that wave around.
Looking through some things over here on my NKR, and what I'm seeing right now, everybody down on that inside lane been out there pretty close to their fuel run already. Those 4 cars lined up on the outside have about 2 to 2.5 laps fresher tires and fuel load. So fuel strategy could already start playing here. We could start seeing a little bit of separation. Those 4 guys on the outside may try to persuade somebody to stay out 1 extra lap and join their cause. So green flag pit stops soon to come.
Now, drivers looking at these green flag pit stops here within the next 2 laps. Anthony English in the 40 machine on the inside lane. Don't expect him to give that up, being as close to his pit stop as we are. And speaking of, here come 2 drivers. That is the 12 and the 51. They're gonna break away for pit stops from JSI Motorsports. Teammates hitting pit road together.
As I thought, I would have chose this strategy right there. Basically splitting the remainder of the race in half. Cracker cold one.
Not quite cold.
Yeah.
Could be cold.
Yeah. There was no. I wonder what a bush sounds like when it's flat.
Sounds like Kyle Busch. Kurt Busch.
More drivers heading to pit road this time by. It looks like most.
Oh, contact the 0-2 hard into the wall. David Overstreet hard into the wall. No caution flag yet, and he is going to try and get going. Grabs a gear, but spins down into the grass. And the 0-2 finds trouble here early. Well, we're no longer early into this race. But incident for David Overstreet. Les Levy in the 62 right now holding on to the top spot as he is working with Will Weber in the 24 machine. We stay green, but man, oh man, David Overstreet, don't know what happened there. Mixed signals, missed pit lane or what, but he has hit the wall hard and he is going behind the wall. David Overstreet done for the night in the 0-2 machine.
Tough luck for that 0-2. Looked like he wasn't quite sure that the guys in front of him were coming to pit road and jumped on the brakes and tried to make a move and just couldn't quite get a handle on it until that safer barrier kind of helped him straighten it out. Not really straighten the frame out, but pointed him in the right direction.
Christian Walker in the 12 machine. First one off of pit road with his teammate Travis Elliott. These 2 drivers gonna pass Les Levy and inherit the lead. They were the first 2 to hit pit road. Good call on that team's strategy right there. However, they have got to deal with a hard charging 40 machine of Anthony English with an epic pusher in the 89 of Kenneth McCullough. They are starting to close the gap to him.
A little bit further back, you gotta go to find Scott Bellum and his group of guys. Daniel Harrington, James Mayer there with him as well. So starting to see just a couple little packs start to develop, but they're gonna start coming back together. As you see Anthony English already bringing his 2-car tandem up there to challenge for the lead. Those 3 cars behind them, led by Scott Bellum, gonna close that distance. You got a big gap all the way back to the 116 of Mike Schultz, Cody Levitt, Hunter Reynolds, Alex Green, Josh Milam, all back there about 5 seconds or so from this lead little group.
12 machine of Tristan Walker holding on to the lead. Anthony English going to fall to 4th place as 89 of Kenneth McCullough Jr. slides into 3rd place. McCullough, though, looking like he's going to try something on the outside lane. Nobody going with him. He's going to tuck back in, and we're going to complete lap 62 of 94. We have a 7-car breakaway. These green flag pit stops have scattered the field here. Will we see everyone join up, or is this what we're going to be looking at to the end of the race?
I was wondering how long that lead pack right here, this top 7, how long they were going to be playing around, as we still see cars jumping around on the track there. I was wondering how long they were going to stay in, you know, jockeying for position when they were losing about a second a lap to those guys behind them.
Now Anthony English going to join up to the high side with the 51 of Travis Elliott. 12 machine of Tristan Walker continuing to lead. That will make his 6th lap led on this race here tonight. Running a Miller Genuine Draft throwback paint scheme. Kenneth McCullough Jr. in the 89. The 07 of Scott Bellum stalking everyone here in 3rd place. Daniel Harrington in the 82. If you would like to get an in-car view, Daniel Harrington streaming over on Twitch. Demon Tech 82. Check him out. Tell him I sent you. Make sure gives me proper accolades for that, because I said so, and I'm the princess.
I'm not even gonna touch that. I don't care if you got a tiara or not. I'm not touching that.
All right, now the 12 machine going to move up to the high side. He's going to allow the 89 of Kenneth McCullough to squeeze on by. The 51 of Travis Elliott going to try and join his teammate there in that second lane, but they have got to close the gap very quickly here. The teammates trying to hook up together, but they are going to lose a lot of ground in the process, and your new leader is the 89 machine of Kenneth McCullough. Now Scott Bellum finds himself in 2nd place. 3rd going to Daniel Harrington, with 4th place being James Mayer in the 95.
If I'm one of these top guys, I'm yelling at my crew chief and spotter to tell these guys to stay in line. That pack behind them made up about a second just from those two cars jumping out of line. Slowed them down a full second that last lap. I don't want these guys getting up here and me having to race harder than what I want to. I want a nice easy ride to the end of this thing, and then kind of mix it up. But these guys are coming fast, KR.
Kenneth McCullough leading his first laps of the race. We're trying to complete lap 66 of 94. Keep in mind, we have 2 attempts at a green-white checkered if we need them. Kenneth McCullough trying to find a way to win here tonight. The win would go a long way to lock himself into the championship contention. Does have 1 win already on the season. He won at Daytona back on July 1st. So he does have himself locked in with that win. But as I have said, if you are someone that is locked in, if you can pick up a win, you potentially keep someone out of the chase that would be a strong competitor. Someone like the 4 of Rick Seabrands, who doesn't have a win on the season, who's trying to make it in on points. Rick right now sitting in 13th place. He's got a lot of work to do, and he's sitting in that unknown territory right now. Several other drivers also in that unknown territory. You know, so it is very important, even if you are locked into the chase, to try and get that win to keep someone else out.
Yeah, the less people that you have to deal with, that you have on your hit list, so to speak, the better. If you can keep the top-notch guys on the bench watching, so to speak, that's the best option for you. Even though they're going to be out playing on the court with you, they still can't take the ball and go home.
And you remember growing up when the guy would take his ball home, it was like, ah, dude. Especially when he was mad because, like, things didn't go his way. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I left with my ball a lot.
I left with my 2 balls a lot, too.
See, not touching them either.
Oh my. I was talking about sports. I don't know what you're talking about.
Golf ball.
Golf balls, yeah. You always gotta make sure you have more than one.
Yeah, because you're losing one.
Yeah, especially when you try and hit it over the pond that you're like, ah, yeah, I can do that. So back to racing. Kenneth McCullough now challenging or facing a challenge from the 116 of Mike Schultz. Schultz would be more than happy to pick up a race win here tonight. Go a long way for his championship hopes. He is outside the 20th points position. A race win would maybe boost him into that top 20. Help lock him into the chase contention. But Schultz already overcoming an earlier incident brought out the caution on lap number 2. Had some help from his teammate Sean McCarrick. Both drivers able to continue. McCarrick running in 8th place right now. That last car on the outside lane in the 52 machine. These drivers, after a rough start to stage number 1, stage 3 here, stage 2, have been pretty close racing, but no yellows.
Yeah, and surprisingly, that 116, I told you about them. They were lingering back there a couple seconds back. After those green flag pit stops, they found themselves back about 5.5 seconds behind the leader. Was able to make up all that time with help from a bunch of the guys you see all lined up on the inside lane. I believe that's going to signal our final green flag pit stops here in the next few laps. Keep your eye on who peels off and who gambles and tries to make it to the end of this thing.
Now that is something that you have got to keep in mind. Just because the fuel window opens up for lap 94 does not mean that is the right time to hit pit road. We'll have 2 attempts at a green-white checkered if we need them. Everyone's starting to get single file, but nobody hitting pit road this time. Mike Schultz in the outside lane all by himself. He is waiting for his chance. Get down into line with someone. Maybe we'll see the 40 machine jump out and try and help him. Anthony English picking up a win here earlier in the season. I'm sorry, no, Anthony English does not have a win on this. Does he? I think he won one. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't believe he has.
Either way, Mike Schultz finds a hole right in front of English. Slides in and everyone going single file here. We go on board with the 89 machine. Nicola leading this field. Scott Bellum in the 07 sitting in 2nd place. Every single one of these drivers in single file now. All the way back to 16th place. That is the 15 machine of Alex Green.
And, you know, KR, I know a lot of people might not like seeing what they see right now. Everybody down on that inside lane, hugging that yellow line, but it's what you got to do, especially when you have strategies coming into play, to not get caught out there on that outside lane when you're supposed to be trying to make it to pit road. All these drivers have the race win in mind here. So they're all trying to get everything that they can on the bottom lane. We have a bunch on pit road now. Scott Bellum, Kenneth McCullough, 116 of Mark Schultz, Tristan Walker. A lot of cars hit pit road that lap.
That they did, and you saw Mark Mann pop out to the high side there through 3 and 4. League asking that you call out when you hit pit road. So Mark Mann taking advantage of it, being the first one to jump to the outside lane, making sure that everyone who wants to hit pit road he is well clear of. Now here comes the 82 of Daniel Harrington. Harrington with a good run down the backstretch. This could be a good move for Harrington. Tries to squeeze on by the 04, makes it happen. Now the 95, the 62, all of those guys going to complete the pass on Mark Mann, and then they're going to break for pit road, and that is going to lead the 95 of James Mayer out there. Mayer going to try and do another lap along with Les Levy in the 62. Will Weber in the 24 machine finding himself still one lap down, but up with the race leaders. The 40 of Anthony English sitting in third, and then fourth place going to the 4 machine of Rick Seabrands. So these guys have not hit pit road just yet. Drivers who are getting up to, who have made pit stops, they are led by the 89 of Kenneth McCullough and the 07 of Scott Bellum. These two drivers have been on and off pit road. They're getting up to full speed as they are trying to draft off the 77 of David Booth. Now we see James Mayer in the 95 hit pit road with Les Levy, Will Weber, Rick Seabrands, Anthony English, and the 2 FSR drivers of Hunter Reynolds and our Stage 2 winner, Josh Milam, all on pit road this time.
Yes, everybody making their green flag pit stops. Everything looks clean and tidy so far. But Kenneth McCullough and Scott Bellum, great stop by those 2 drivers and those 2 crews, giving themselves about, I don't know, what is that, about a 2 or 3 second lead over the guys that stopped with them, Christian Walker, Cody Levitt. They find themselves a good distance back from these 2 here, so heck of a job by their crew.
Sideways off of pit road. He's going to gather it back in. He's down below the racing line. He will not bring out a caution, but costly error by the 62 machine. So Kenneth McCullough, one of the first drivers to hit pit road, trying to catch the 95 of James Mayer. Full head of steam, no contest. The 89 back to the front. Mayer going to slide in behind these guys. James Mayer ending up in 4th place. So that early pit stop working out to the 89's favor here. And now, very possibly, we have seen these drivers hit pit road for the last time. How will this play out? Will we see a green, white checkered? Everyone trying to hit pit road at the last absolute moment. Now it just comes down to how the race plays out. Everyone has made their beds. They have gotten into them. They're laying down. They're trying to get comfortable. But you cannot rest in a super speedway race, especially here at Talladega.
I'm a little bit concerned, KR, out here for Rick Seabrands. He's pretty close to losing the tail end of this lead pack. He's got Travis Elliott right in front of him. He's barely hanging on to that pack there. He's got to be careful here.
In previous packages that iRacing has had, that 4 machine would be doomed. But I have a feeling that with this current draft package, that 4 machine will have no problem catching up to the back of the 24 machine. Is closing in very quickly on him. I think he's going to be just fine. But yeah, in a previous package that was out here in iRacing, he would have been done and out of contention without a caution.
Yeah, it looks like it was only about 3/10, so he should have been able to pull up on the draft. And there you see he is already back with the pack, so he'll be all right.
McCullough leading another lap. That will be 11 laps led for him here tonight. David Booth in the 77, 2 laps down. Working with the 116 of Mike Schultz, though. Schultz on the lead lap, sitting in 2nd place as he is trying to use that lap down car, David Booth, to get around Ken McCullough. That is a race for the lead by virtue of a car that is 2 laps down.
I don't know if I'd be working that hard if I was Mike. I might just try to fall back a little bit here, slot down on the bottom, get around the 77, then try to maybe go for the lead from there. Just being out there, the only pusher on the outside lane, trying to push the multiple lap down car. There you see him slotting down in the bottom as soon as he could. That was a good move right there.
So Schultz going to slide into 5th place here. Cody Levitt in the 38 machine sitting in 6th place. We haven't talked at all about Cody Levitt in the 38. Started 10th, fallen all the way down to 22nd, but made his way back up to 6th place here. We're starting to wind this race down. Could this be the race that Cody wins? We have a few more drivers hitting pit road, going to top off their fuel here. So a strategy call here by the 38, the 95, the 12, and the 51 all hitting pit road this time. A very short run under green flag conditions for these 4 drivers.
That's very interesting. I'm trying to do the math real quick in my head, and it looks to me like it's really close to these guys being able to make it on fuel here. Kenneth McCullough in that lead pack up there looks really close for a few of those drivers. Rick Seabrand's, Josh Milam, Hunter Reynolds, those guys may be able to make it to the end without stopping again. Got a little bit more fuel still on board, I believe, but gonna be pretty close for these leaders.
Yeah, what this is 2 strategies based off of 2 different outcomes. The drivers who stayed out are hoping that there are no green-white checkers in the future. They want to see this thing go all the way to the end of the scheduled distance. The drivers who hit pit road are saying we feel that there is going to be an attempt at a green-white checkered. We have made our final pit stop of the race. So now it comes down to how the race will play out.
And if I'm the 4, I said his name earlier when I was saying about the fuel. If I'm the 4, I want this thing to go green to the end, because I'm willing to bet he has enough fuel to get to the end. The only thing I'm worried about if I'm him is he doesn't really have too much help around him. I don't think Mark Mann could make it on the fuel strategy with me, so him behind me isn't going to do me any good. It's a long way back to get to Josh Milam and Hunter Reynolds that might have enough fuel to make it with me. So Rick's in a good spot, but not so good after all.
Someone who is in a really good spot, that is the 89 of Cola Jr. Looking for this race to go all the way to checkered flag without a caution. He has 0-7 to Scott Bellum right behind him. Well, it's all up in the air, man. We got 2 different strategies, 2 different gambles. Drivers saying we are going to have 1 green-white checkered. Drivers saying we're going all the way to the checkered without a yellow. And all we can do now is wait. All you can do is, if you are a driver, is run the best race that you have based off of what you feel is going to happen. Several drivers have put themselves in position to see this thing play out to how they think it will play out. Now it comes down to who is right, who is going to win this thing. And with 9 laps to go this time around, the 89 of Kenneth McCullough going to lead his 17th lap of the race. This field being as spread out as it is right at the moment, I have a feeling that we might hit the checkered flag before we see another caution.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. That's for sure. I wonder if last week's race winner, Scott Bellum, I wonder if he can do it, if he can pull it off again, if he has enough fuel. If he doesn't have enough fuel, it's not really gonna matter, but running in second, good position to make a move if he wants to. Wonder if he's going to have the fuel and take the one away from Kenneth, or if he's just going to push him.
Of the drivers who are on the strategy of there will be a caution, they're currently being led by the 38 of Cody Levitt. 38 machine in this poor pack of cars. James Mayer in the 95, 51 machine. Also out there of Travis Elliott, the 12 of Tristan Walker. These 4 drivers all hit pit road. Now we need to see if the caution comes out and works in their favor. But it is a tough call to make because you're trying to predict the future. And, man, what do you do in these situations? You know, just really tough. You got to make your choices and then make the best of them.
Usually, I don't listen to my crew chief, so I'd say the hell with it, and I'm just hammer down to the end of this thing. And if I'm Scott Bellin, Kenneth McCullough, any of those guys up there, if I run out, oh well, I was going for a race win, you know, and hopefully I'm not one of those guys struggling to try to make it into the chase. Hopefully I'd be safe enough to make that call, but that's probably why I would never get a good ride, because I don't listen very well.
Well, that's the thing though. You're trying to predict the future. Someone is going to be right. Who's it going to be? We don't know. Find out in about 6 more laps, that's for sure.
Only 24 lead changes tonight, KR. Just now looking up at that, that's not as many as we're used to. So, looks like once you've been able to get the lead, you've kind of been able to hold it. And not many people looking to make any moves here. You said 6 laps to go, coming through turns 3 and 4 back to the tri-oval now. Gonna have 5 laps to go. Pit stops underway. The whole lead pack coming down. Rick Seabrands, Anthony English staying out on track. Seabrands does have help from a lap down car in front of him that he can try to save some fuel with. Anthony English looks like he's on that fuel strategy as well. 5 laps to go, leading the race. Rick Seabrands in that 4 machine.
Now Cody Levitt in the 38 machine, having an opportunity to pass these drivers who have just hit pit road. Mark Mann in the 04, one of those drivers. And Cody Levitt is going to motor right on past these guys. No competition. We got one sideways. That was Mike Schultz in the 116, losing it as he came off of pit road. So now Rick Seabrands, Anthony English in the 4 and the 40 machine. They are saying this thing is going to stay green all the way to the end. But Mike Schultz almost threw a wrench into those 2 drivers' plans as we have 4 laps left to go here tonight. Can Rick Seabrands hold on to his fuel and make it to the end of this thing? Cody Levitt sitting 27 seconds behind the 4 machine. The 4 has got to save a little bit of fuel. Cannot run it wide open. Cody Levitt in the 38 is going to have to run wide open. He has the fuel to make it to the end of this thing. He is holding on to the lead of this group of 5 drivers. That includes the 51 of Travis Elliott, the 12 of Tristan Walker, the 95 of James Mayer, and then Alex Green finding himself 1 lap down in this group. So he is part of it, but he is out of this race battle. Alex Green still able to contribute to these drivers, but Rick Seabrands, Anthony English in the 40, these guys gonna have to save some fuel to make it to the end, and they are slow for sure, as Cody Levitt now is 22 seconds behind them with 3 laps to go.
Making up a ton of time and ground is the 38 of Cody Levitt. Not sure if Rick Seabrans and Anthony English are gonna make it. Gonna be really, really, really close, KR. I mean, within a half a gallon of making it, judging by the calculator and all the NASA scientists I know, which aren't very many, so the number's probably wrong. But if he pulls it off, I don't even know who's gonna be able to burn anything down, because there's not gonna be any fuel left in the thing for him to do anything with it.
Cody Levitt in the 38, running wide open, closing the gap. Now he's down to 16 seconds behind the race leader. He has enough fuel to make it to the end of this thing. Rick Seabrand's looking at 2 laps to go. Can he make it happen? Can he pick up his first win on the season? Our championship winner of last season, trying to win his first race of this season. The Ford machine way off pace, trying to hold on to fuel. Gonna see the white flag lap this time. All he has to do is get to that white flag, and then this race could end under the next flag, whether it be the caution or the checkers. And now Cody Levitt looking at 6.5 seconds behind. I don't think Rick Seabrans is going to be able to keep up the pace and hold on to this lead, as Anthony English has hit pit road. So Rick Seabrans running around all by himself. He is going to be out of fuel here and trying to hold on to this top spot. Cody Levitt motoring at full speed. You can see they're back on they are both on the back straightaway. Cody Levitt at full song. Chain of cars behind the 38 machine. Rick Seabrans out of fuel. He is out of fuel. He is down on the apron. Could not make it happen. Cody Levitt in the 38 gonna motor right on past the 12 machine up into the wall. He is gonna slide, saves it, straightens it out. Cody Levitt though coming to the start finish line with Travis Elliott in the 51 to the inside. Who's it gonna be? Cody Levitt wins the race here tonight at Talladega.
Wow. Once again, KR. Once again, an amazing, exciting finish up to us by these OP Racing Super Speedway guys. I mean, that was down, like I said, a half a gallon more, and Rick Seabrans would, well, maybe be your winner. Heck of a job by Cody Levitt and his crew.
That was a situation from the Ford machine of, I gotta win this race. He stayed out, did what he could. Unfortunately, he comes up a little bit short. His loss is a huge gain to the 38 of Cody Levitt as he picks up his first win of the season. And Cody, man, oh man, great strategy call by that 38. He's got enough fuel in that thing to burn it down for us. So guys, we're gonna step away for a moment, set up our post-race show. Don't go anywhere, as we're gonna talk to our top 3 finisher. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as our race winner, driver of the 38 machine, Cody Levitt, picking up his first win of the season. Cody, congratulations. What a strategy call you made there. That 38 machine crossing the start-finish line for the first time in first place this season.
Yeah, man, we finally did it. I can't thank my teammates enough, though. Like, they're the ones that helped me get here. So, freaking, I have no words, man. It's crazy.
Well, that 38 machine, we saw you hit pit road. I felt it was a good strategy call for covering a green-white checkered attempt. It ends up being the great strategy call to cover the race win. Tell me a little bit about what led to that final pit stop here tonight.
The pit stop before the final pit stop, we kind of, we decided we were going to short pit on the next one. Just right when we clicked over that we could make it on fuel, we decided we would go in like the lap after, and I mean that it worked. It worked to perfection here. I'm so glad a yellow didn't come out.
Man, oh man, Cody, what a wild race that was. Looked like you were able to keep your nose clean for the most part here tonight. I think we saw you in an incident here in stage 1, but after that, the race for you was just a quiet race, able to run a good strategy there. Overall, man, tell us about tonight and what is going through your mind as you pick up this first win.
I just want to say the track was the hottest I've ever seen it, and lots of people felt that with their tires. We had that Hoover Dam built on the straightaway. That first stage, pretty insane. I think once everyone kind of figured out that, you know, the track is hot, they cooled down a little bit. They weren't just slamming the gas, you know, on the restarts. But I mean, I have no words, man. Nothing more than what I can say. It's just insane. I don't know what else to say, man.
Well, Cody, congratulations picking up your first win of the season, locking yourself into championship contention here with that win. Job well done here tonight. Any shout outs or thank yous you feel you need to give?
I want to thank JSI for helping me and bringing me onto their team. I wouldn't have been able to get this win without them. They decided, you know, we need to get you in the chase, so they pushed me here. I want to thank everyone out there watching. I want to thank you guys for broadcasting. You guys do a really good job. I go back and watch these races all the time, so they're fun to watch. I also want to obviously say go Knights go as well.
Go Knights go, throwing it out to his favorite NHL team. Your race winner here tonight, driver of the 38 machine, Cody Levitt, getting it done for JSI Motorsports. Now it's time to move on to our second place finisher. That is the driver of the 95 machine. And Dave, I believe you have caught up with him.
Yeah, KR had a chance to catch up down here with the driver of the 95, James Mayer, sharing a Miller Lite with me right now. Just tell everybody how your race was out there from your seat.
So the Alliance Motorsports put together a good Miller Lite Chevrolet tonight. Running good, trying to keep up front, trying to keep it clean. Didn't qualify as well as we would like, but up to the front, we were able to avoid some of those first stage. And then coming to the end there, it was I was trying to pick up a teammate there at the end, coming off pit road in the 10 car there, and just give it a good run towards the line there, and getting there second. So one spot shy again, but overall it's a good stage point night and a good finish. So can't ask for more than that.
All right, James, with only 3 races remaining, I believe that was including this one, so now only 2 left. What are your thoughts looking forward to the chase? Are you gonna thrill us and be in it, or how are you looking? How's your feelings on it?
So right now I'm in on points. Of course that could change real quick in the next 2 weeks. Next 2 weeks will be just like every other week. We'll come out and we're gonna go for it. And if I could every week, I'd get this car in victory lane.
All right, James. Well, heck of a job finishing second here tonight. Heck of a job making it in the chase on points so far. As you said, it's crazy. Things can happen week in and week out. But before we let you go and celebrate with everybody, want to give any shout outs, thank yous, or anything like that?
Of course, to all the guys over there, Alliance Motorsports, that fun for me and help us up towards the front. Of course, you guys up in the booth, you guys do a good job, and everybody that comes out and watches these, it's fun time. And then, of course, the guys that put OP together. Good job at keeping this thing together and putting on a great league.
All right, well, there you have it, KR. That was James Mayer. Happy to be in the chase at the moment. Happy to finish second. Believe you've had a chance to catch up with driver of the 51, Travis Elliott.
Travis Elliott, your race here tonight. You had a chance to win this thing. Coming up a few spots short, though. 2 wins on the season, a 3rd place here tonight. Looks like you're getting hot at the right time, heading into final stages of our regular season. That 51 machine, how was it out there tonight?
You mentioned getting hot coming off turn 4 right there. I was about 295 on the oil temp, so it was a hot day out here, and it made the cars get hot super fast. I know there was at least 2 blown motors that I saw in front of me, but I'm just glad that other than keeping my momentum up, I'm also bringing teammates with me for this chase, so we can try to dominate as best as we can.
Well, Travis, that 51 had a great race going here tonight. You utilized that 3rd lane here at Talladega as your engine pops here. You mentioned it was hot and it let go on you. Made it just long enough, but using that 3rd lane here at Talladega, you have the room to do it. You enjoyed it up there all what seemed like a majority of the race. What kind of driving skill set do you need to run that 3rd lane here at Talladega?
Here it's a lot easier just because, like you mentioned, all the room that you have. Compared to like Daytona, where you go 3 wide and you're going to be door to door with people. Here you can go 2 by 2 in 1 lane on the track. So it's just being aware of where the wall is, being aware of the cars below you, just watching your temps, because when you're up high and you're behind a car, you can't really air your car out, so your only option is back off a little bit or try to air it out by the wall. And I've had to do that a few times at Daytona. It's definitely a little sketch when you're going 200 miles an hour into turn 3, trying to breathe your car out along the wall, and you got about a 6 to 7 inch gap trying to breathe it.
Well, Travis, your 2 wins on the season and a 3rd place here tonight. Great season that you are putting together here. Can you tell us how you feel your championship hopes are?
The past 2 seasons I made it to the final 4 each race, and always last year I had the bad luck with the 8 car, and Rick got that championship, and the year before Aspen got that, which is another teammate of mine. So as long as I can get to the final 4, I can put myself in a situation to try to make it work on the last lap if I need to.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. Another podium finish for that 51 machine. Any shout outs, thank yous you need to give right now?
Yeah, shout out to Cody, who got his first win. I believe it's his first win in the Monday series for sure, and it just happened to lock him into the chase. Us making that strategy call on that last pit stop to pit short from everybody and just have about 2 gallons crossing the line. We couldn't call it any better. Tristan, who also was working with us, part of JSI, that stable, and you guys at turn 3 for putting on the broadcast. Alex, Rob, Cody, Mark Vega for race controlling, and to the teammates who weren't here, Aspen Belvin and Chase Swery.
All right, that is Travis Elliott ending up in 3rd place here tonight. Thank you so much, Travis. sticking around, giving us that post. Dave, these drivers that it all hang out here, man.
That they did it last week. Gonna do it again next week. One thing you can bet on is excitement, especially at the end of the stages, end of the race. Once again, we had different fuel strategies. Someone almost pulling it off. Rick Seabrands almost pulled it off. Half gallon short. Think he would have made it. I mean, as we get closer and closer, KR, to this chase, I only expect it to get more amped up, and that's hard to believe.
Oh man, I'll tell you, this race it got off to a rough start, but the way it finished, it just shows the caliber of drivers that we have out here in the OP Racing Super Speedway Series. If you're not tuning in to Turn 3 Racing Network here on Monday nights to watch these guys, you are missing out on some spectacular action week in and week out. And if you want to join in on the fun, get in this Monday night series, you've got to go through the feeder series that OP Racing has. You can find them underneath the iRacing League tabs. Join them, run a few laps. You can either run the trucks on Wednesday nights or the K&N. I believe they run on Saturday nights. And those two feeder series are where you get your invite here to Monday night. We would love to see you out here as a rookie, get you on to this broadcast, get you into some of this great racing action. But guys, now nothing left but to go through the results here tonight. Cody Levitt picking up his first win of the season. James Mayer coming home second. Third place going to Travis Elliott. Christian Walker finishing fourth. Fifth place going to Ken McCullough Jr. Sixth, 07 machine of Scott Bellum. Josh Milam in the 7 machine gonna finish 7th. Daniel Harrington finishing 8th. 9th will be the 04 of Mark Mann. Hunter Reynolds finishing in 10th place. Rick Seabrands, who laid it all out there on a fuel run, is coming up 1/2 of a straightaway short, finishing 11th place. Anthony English having to make a pit stop there in the last lap, coming home in 12th place. 13th going to Mike Schultz. Sean McCarrick finishing 14th. 15th place going to Robert Duvendak. Alex Green finishing 16th. 17th will be the 14 of Cody Eldred. 18th going to Les Levy. Will Weber finishing 19th. 20th will be David Booth. 21st, David Overstreet. Thomas Gold in the 97 machine finishing 22nd. 23rd going to Doug Rice, and Mark Vega being our race control here tonight. We want to send a special thank you to him for that. So guys, thank you for joining us here tonight. On behalf of myself and Dave Worrell, we want to say thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the show. We loved having you out here with us, and we hope to see you next Monday night. And until then, guys, have a good night.
Warning, the following stunts are performed by idiots or under the supervision of stupider idiots. If you attempt to reenact any of these idiotic stunts you will see, you will be left with idiotic scars. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Green. Welcome to OP Racing.